What is emotional intelligence and how it may be helpful for you. So in this course you will learn what is emotional intelligence and also how you can develop this ability and how you can know yourself better and manage your emotions as well as understand other people. By the end of this course you will have achieved 20 different skills that will help you create better relationships, be more successful both at work and in your private lives. That's what I really find fascinating about emotional intelligence, is that it works on all levels, from our career to our relationships to our intimate life and ultimately to the relationship we have to ourselves. So we will talk about different strategies such as stress management, mindfulness, confidence, empathy, assertiveness, cooperation, and leadership. The course will have 4 modules, and in each module we will have 5 videos that will teach you 5 different skills for developing your emotional intelligence. Now, the role of emotions has only recently, in the last few decades, been studied in psychology. Because for a long time, at least in our Western cultures, there was a division between the rational and the emotional, where the rational was valued, whereas the emotional part of us was devalued or at least kept in check. In the 90s, Yale psychologists John Mayer and Peter Salovey originally used the term emotional intelligence. Daniel Goleman, who has originally been a journalist, has really made emotional intelligence very popular through his very popular books about emotional intelligence. Now, spend a few minutes to think about your emotions. What are they? We usually become aware of our emotions only when they are very powerful, such as when you have the experience of falling in love, or you feel the grief of having lost someone that you love. Emotions are something that we live in our private and family lives, restraining them at work and generally mistrusting them because they sometimes threaten our reason. Now, in order to be whole human beings, we will need to find a balance between our minds and our hearts, and at the same time our bodies as well, allowing all these aspects of who we are to exist. So I'm really happy you're present here, and I'm inviting you to learn about your emotions and experience these 20 different skills that will improve your life on all aspects, such as personal, relationship, and career. More than 3,000 studies show incremental improvements in all these aspects of our lives as a result of cultivating emotional intelligence. So this course will use the latest discoveries in psychology to help you become happier, more successful, and gain more satisfaction about your life. I will teach you strategies to manage difficult emotions, increase positive emotions, and understand how other people feel in order to connect more easily to them. So this course will help you gain healthy confidence, resilience, and social skills. It will teach you how to manage stress and anxiety. I will give you 3 examples about the benefits of emotional intelligence. First of all, emotional intelligence allows us to make decisions that improve our lives. Then they help us solve problems in a way that benefit us and other people. Emotional intelligence also leads to higher relationship satisfaction. And I'm going to use 3 different studies in order to prove these claims. Resilience, confidence, solving conflicts or sometimes preventing conflicts, coping with stress and difficult life situations. Communication that works, so it will help us make our communication skills much better so that we can use that communication to create meaningful relationships. It also helps us become better leaders and better employees. It helps greatly with mental health. In my case, I see emotional intelligence as a preventive mental health care. So it's a form of self-care that once you apply in your life, it prevents you from reaching very high levels of stress that can lead to mental health imbalance, especially issues of anxiety, depression, or anger. So emotional intelligence is the foundation for critical skills, creative skills, and the ability to form relationships with other people. So what is emotional intelligence? It's the ability to understand and work constructively with your emotions and those of other people. So you have these two different levels. One is you and the other is all other people. And trying to understand yourself, try to work with your emotions, try to work with your weaknesses and your talents, and also understand others and try to work with their emotions and with their way of seeing things. So this quality allows us to be more successful on all areas of our lives. And I'm going to give you 3 different examples from research. A research that was mentioned by Daniel Goleman is one of 95 Ivy League students who were followed in their middle age. So they graduated in the 1940s, and the psychologists who did the study were wondering, what is it that predicts life success? Is it their IQ scores? Is it something else? Now, as a result of this study, they noticed that people with IQ, with very high IQ scores and good grades in universities, were not necessarily more successful than others. Not only in personal relationships, but also in career. So they were wondering, what is it that can predict people's success? So people with the highest degree of life satisfaction were those not with the highest IQ, so not with the highest level of traditional intelligence, but those who had successful relationships and a positive outlook on life. Those people who had emotional intelligence. Another study was done by Mark Brackett, who is a research scientist at the Department of Psychology at Yale University. And his study is called Emotional Intelligence Implications for Personal, Social, Academic, and Workplace Success. So the result of his study showed that the ability to integrate emotion with cognition predicts success on all levels. In other words, harmonizing our brain with our heart is increasing our chances of life success. The third example is a research done at the Center for Creative Leadership in the United States that found that the primary causes of executive derailment involved deficiencies in emotional intelligence and emotional competence. And the 3 main reasons for corporate failure are difficulty in handling change, inability to work in a team, and poor interpersonal relations, all of which are related to emotional intelligence. Now, feeling is as inevitable as thinking. We all feel all range of emotions, but it's important to understand how we can use these feelings in order to solve problems, make decisions, and build relationships that help us thrive. Now, of course, some people are born with likable and more easygoing personalities, so you might say, well, lucky them, life seems so easy for them. But just like any other type of intelligence, emotional intelligence is both an inborn trait and a learned skill. So the good news is that we can all learn to use emotional intelligence to our advantage. So I organized the course by creating 4 modules that represent each aspect of emotional intelligence. The first aspect is self-awareness, knowing ourselves. So know yourself is a very old saying that marks the beginning of wisdom, but knowing yourself is not as easy as it seems. So I see it more as a journey than something that you already know, because you will discover a lot of different aspects of yourself through your life experience or even through courses like this one. The second part of emotional intelligence that will form the second module is self-regulation or self-management. Now that you know your traits, you know who you are, now you can work with the things that you have in order to set intentions and achieve goals that you feel that are important for you. The third aspect of emotional intelligence is empathy, the ability to feel the emotions of other people. So the ability to relate to others in this, how should I put it? We call it the mysterious way, but connecting to other people on a different level than by using communication. And the fourth aspect of emotional intelligence, which will be the fourth module in this course, is relationship management or social skills. So now that we understand other people, now that we understand ourselves better, how can we become better employees, better spouses, better parents? So through this course, you can learn who you are and understand what you're good at. And you can learn how to cultivate successful relationships and create a life that you're happy with. So we sometimes get carried away by social norms without knowing what is truly important for us. But only when we achieve something that is truly important for us and not for our parents, not for our spouses, then we experience deep satisfaction. So I invite you in this journey to increase ways to become successful and to develop 20 different skills and strategies for increasing your emotional intelligence. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope that you will follow the videos in this course.